The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day after the market close. Tom takes your phone calls from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time using the data available at that time.
Let's go to Glenn in Massachusetts. Hey, Glenn, what's going on?
You know what is good for us is Tom O'Brien providing an unbiased source of information for us investors. You don't have an agenda. It's just to cut through everything and to give us the facts. I want to thank you.
No, I appreciate it, man.
And now, here's Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 2 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone had a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. This is a beauty. Your heart is like a magical kitchen. Your heart can create any amount of love, not just for yourself, but for the whole world. Open your heart, open your magic kitchen, and refuse to walk around the world begging for love. In your heart is all the love you need. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow down 117, NASDAQ off 26, S&P's off 10. Gold contract down $14.10, trading at $1,453 an ounce. Silver off 57 cents at $40.03. Platinum down $13 at $1,770 an ounce. Copper off 7.5 pennies at $4.38 a pound. Light sweet crude down $4, trading out at $105.85 a barrel. Bonds up 26 ticks, trading at $119.10. Dollar index down 18 ticks at 75.09. Euro is up 4 at 144.78. Yen down 93, trading out at 83.67. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do we have out here? We go from a price point of $13.21. You're closing this baby out at $13.14. You did $949 million versus the $818 yesterday. Versus what we're doing here, folks, is that we're going into the 25th. And the 25th, now this is what happens on the way up. On the way up, we come up with no juice, no volume, bottom line. So you're going into the 25th out here, which was $829 million versus $949. Now, we get option expiration week. What we also have on the other side of this setup is we're at 13.14 on the S&P. The low of the 23rd of February is 12.99. Now, we got into the highs of that day. The reason this is important, folks, is that on the 23rd, what we did have is that we had 1.33 billion shares. So, as we get into that 1,300 area, and I suspect we're going to have it tomorrow, that is where you're going to have to really have an acceleration of volume. We got it today, but you're going to need another acceleration of volume as you get into that area. We take a look at the Dow Industrials. The way Dow's set up right now, Dow backs down. Dow backs down 117 points. That little baby, we're at 12,263. She's on the way to 12,063, another couple hundred. She's going to need the same acceleration, meaning an acceleration of volume as we get there. We had it today, but she's going to need another one. Now, let's go over to the composite. NASDAQ composite, folks, the way the composite's set up is this. Composite today is at 27.44. That 27.44 also is into the 23rd. The high of that day was the 27.61. The low is 27.05. We did the 23rd. We did 2.4 billion shares. We did 1.8 billion today. So the same setup is on that baby, meaning going down into the 23rd. That's what you're going to need, an acceleration of volume as we get into that. My larger take is that we are going right for the March 16th level. March 16th, that's where we had a high volume low. We'll see whether it can handle the highs or the lows of those levels. If we go take a look at the SPY, you take a look at the SPY. What we did with the SPY is this. SPY came down 157 million shares today. That's after making the high with 130. You got a doji out here. They love to set up halfway points. So the SPY is set up that it wants to get into this 128.57 to 125.28. That is the highs and lows of the 16th. The option expiration, I suspect that's right where we're going to go into. Option expiration is normally bullish bias, folks. We'll see if that's how it's going to shake and bake. What you do get, and this is what's really cool about a Wednesday prior to the Friday of option expiration, we get volatility in spades. Now, what we're also going to have is that we're going to have some earnings that are coming down the pike. EVTS. As we see these earnings come out, let's see. So there's not a huge amount of them, but I believe if I go over and just look at Google for a second, I believe Google's going to be one of the big ones. She's coming out. Yeah, she's coming out the 14th after the markets. So there it is. This is going to be great. So Google's coming out the 14th. Today's the 12th. Yeah, so Google's going to be coming out before Option X. We go take a look at the 4Qs, what we have with the 4Qs out here. 3Qs now. 3Qs came down today with 49 million shares. She's going into 69 million. She also is going to need an acceleration of volume. We closed out at 56.37. Now, the way the Qs are also set up, they gapped away. That's saying the Qs also want to get down into the 55 to 53 area. Now, oil. Let's go take a look at the oil market. Well, commodities in general out here, folks, today. If you want to take a look at commodities, they basically busted commodities apart. You had wheat down 4.5%, oil was down 3.8%, corn was down 3%, beans were down 2.5%, cotton was down 2.5%, heat and oil was down 2.5%. The only thing was that inside the commodity market that was up today, you had cocoa up almost 1%, and nickel was up. The rest of them are all down. We go into the oil market. We take a look at oil. What we had with oil is this. That first off, we look at crude. We're looking at light sweet crude. Crude was down $4.25. You talk about a little velocity. We were at 113.46 yesterday, and today you're out there at 105.64. We did 514,000 contracts. Now what you have is that you're not only inside the 108.25. That sets up, you have volume off the top, that sets up 97 bucks next area. So you can, I suspect the way oil's trading, folks, don't be surprised if it doesn't get there tomorrow. If it gets there with conviction tomorrow, then you really got to set up down to this $90 level. What that did to the actually oil and gas equities, just put a number on them. Put a number on them big time, too. You had Exxon off $2. Chevron was off $3.60. Schlumberger was off $2.50. Oxy was off $3.50. ConocoPhillips was off $3, right across the whole ball of wax. And what you do have there is that if we go to Exxon first, we look at ExxonMobil. She's down $1.98. Not the end of the world there. Exxon does want to get into that March 16th time frame. What you do have is that because oil and the oil stocks are such a large weighting, folks, inside the S&P, it puts a hammer in on the S&P. Like today, what you did have, the S&P was down 1.4 versus the NASDAQ was down 0.9%, and the Dow Industrials were down 0.9%. Actually, no, this is weird. No, actually, this is kind of... No, the S&P is saying it was only down 0.7%. Man, that's... Yeah, well, I guess that's what it was down. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Let's go take a look at the gold contract out here. This is what we did with gold. Gold comes off the highs. We did 172,000 contracts out here today. We are at 1453. The lower range in gold, folks, is 1447.20. Once it's back inside there, what you're going to see is that little baby will get into the 1382 area. Silver. What we had with silver, SIK1. Silver, basically flat market out here. It was down 50 cents, but really a flat market. Silver had hit $41.97 yesterday. Right now it's at 40.05. Bonds. We go to the bond market. Bond market's on the move, folks. These bonds out here, they have it did 292,000 contracts out here today. On the 30-year bond, what we have is this, is at 123.66. was the high of March 16th. It's going to go right after that high. And we'll see whether it's an ABC structure on the way up. We did 531,000 contracts there. Today we did 292. It hasn't broken the downtrend that has been in place since March 16th. You get one more day like today, though. That'll basically break that downtrend. It's a smaller downtrend. Bonds are in an uptrend. The 30-year bond this is. So that means that rates are actually going to come back down again, which is just bizarre. But bottom line, that's how they're set up. This little baby wants to get into the 123. And if it breaks the 123 with volume, there's some action there because that's an 8.8 to B, which puts 125 on the table. We go take a look at Apple. What we have with Apple out here. Now, Apple, folks, is building cars. The cars is building. Apple can get more dangerous by the day by not testing the 326.26 level. That 326.26 level was the lows of March 16th, as well as the lows of January 18th. Both of those lows have some big volume, some big juice, and it's hanging right before those lows. And when it hangs right before those lows, it's always dangerous, okay, that it's going to basically blow those babies right away. Let's go to Alex in New Jersey. Hey, Alex, what's going on?
This is unbelievable. It took 2 seconds to get on to you.
That's a beautiful thing, brother.
Just my luck.
That's right. You better play the lottery tonight.
That's right. Mela Science.
Let's take a look. We got Mela Science. This is a medical device company focused on design and development of non-invasive point-of-care instrument and the early diagnosis of melanoma. The lows $2.44. The highs $9.25. They lose 80 cents. Okay, so
look at the chart, Tommy.
Yeah, it's a strange-looking one, man. Oh man, you love these biotechs, don't you?
Put it on the daily. Look at it.
Let's see. No, I got it. I'm trying to figure out what the heck happened with this thing when it those 2 days down there, the 17th of November. I don't know. Strange one, man. Let me just pull this back a little. 0.8. Put it on a weekly. Okay, so, well, I guess it tested the bottom, that's for sure. 251, 244. You need a sign of strength now, Alex. I mean, it doesn't have any strength in it yet, but that's what you need. You know, those small ones that you got, if you're looking at the March 2nd, it's not bad. I can see what you're looking at, but do you own it right now? Yes?
No, I didn't enter it.
Yeah.
It's on the second. What I look at the second stage base, and the first one was pretty long. Then it went up, but not much. Now it's doing the.
Yeah, but it's not bad. No, I see what you're looking at. What he's looking at, folks, is that you had the first acceleration March 2nd, the next acceleration there on March 30th. You know, it's not a bad setup to get into the 450 to 550 area. I see what you're looking at. Just be careful, man. Cooking, brother. Have a great one, man. Have a safe one. We're coming right back, folks.